Whether you believe this is fact or not, weaponizing your children, that's a form of spiritual warfare. And the reason I say it's a form of spiritual warfare, because, a lot of things that happen in a relationship, they happen to you, and, you deal with them on the level of where your emotions are going to take you. You're dealing with them on a level of where your mental stability is. You're able to, for the most part, think about a lot of these challenges that you might have in a potential relationship with your significant other. But if the situation is really toxic, you gradually start to understand and see that sometimes the person you're dealing with is not the person that you really want to be with. You wish it was a different scenario with a different individual. The hard part about that is the fact that you really want that person to be the right person. And I'm not talking about as far as relationship. I'm talking about at this point, if a relationship is over and you guys have children, under normal circumstances, things could always be worked out in a respectful manner between the two. They work out everything from custody to child support. I've even heard of some women taking their children's father off of the state-driven types of child support because they saw how detrimental and how toxic that ultimately made the situation as a whole. Because that aspect of it is extremely unfair to men. And when certain women wake up and realize that, for the most part, they understand that they're not sleeping with that man no more. They don't have a connection. They've accepted that. They want to move on and they want the man to move on. But the man can't move on if he's broke. But when you're dealing with a little bit more of a sinister situation where you're not a love of someone's life, but you're more of a means to an end, this individual can use the children to not just attack you, but it gets to the point where it hits your spirit because those children are you. It's just you in little people form. And that woman understands that you would do anything for your children. You would definitely go the extra mile if it meant the betterment for your children. When a woman is a little bit more disrespectful and she's understanding the power of her having your children, this is where things become not just a situation of baby mama drama. Now this is an attack on the ego. It's an attack on you as a person. It makes you feel weak because before you really realize what's happening, you don't really know what to do. And because you're not necessarily doing anything, you're feeling worse because you're looking at, those are my fucking kids and I'm not standing up for them the way that I should because the person just doesn't know. But sooner or later, the individual can begin to learn that this pattern where it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it's bad enough to where all bets are off. This is where you get a lot of men that finally say, fuck it, and leave the kids. And they go have a whole separate life with the kids thinking that the man just left them when in actuality, he can no longer deal with the mother. And there was no other way that he thought about dealing with it outside of something really fucked up. So he just took himself out of the whole situation altogether. And that's the worst case scenario. Because the woman, in complete understanding of everything that she's doing, she's antagonizing, pushing buttons because she knows what buttons to push to potentially get you over the edge. And her thing is to not only take all your money, but make sure you're not around the kids either. That's the spiritual warfare. Because you have to, when this type of thing is happening, you have to go deep within and begin to train yourself about your composure, your emotional stability, your mental stability. You have to get back to yourself and really check yourself completely. Because if an incident happens on the wrong day, you will lose it all. And the reason I know this is I know where the anger took me just a couple of days ago. The anger took me to the point where, you know what? This has gone on long enough. I don't want to play anymore. So let me just end the game. Like I'd never been that mad before. But being that I had the presence of mind to just let myself be mad. And then at certain points throughout the day, have these weird mental check-ins with myself. Not necessarily how I feel physically or even emotionally, but where do I feel in my spirit? And is there hope for me? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Is there hope for me? And I just kept hearing this voice. You're on the right track. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's exactly what that's the voice that I was hearing. You on the right track. You ain't gonna do nothing. Not in a situation where you're a punk, you're not gonna do nothing because you're a punk. You ain't gonna do nothing because now you're learning the game and you're understanding that it's not about what you do. It's not even about what you endure. It's about how much you value yourself to maintain a certain level of discipline and composure for the sake of your kids. If you know that she just wants you away from your kids, and not only can she have you away from your kids, she can get the money too, that's the perfect outcome for her. You know? You love your kids, right? You love them? It's all good, bro. Just love your kids. And I don't know how this shit's gonna work out for me, but I know if a righteous individual is involved with some type of skullduggery, if they continue to be righteous, they'll get blessed. And pretty soon, everything that they had been defeated by will soon be something more, less of a stumbling block. This is spiritual warfare. It's a high level of it. But you just gotta understand. Love your kids, right? Cool. Right? Listen to your favorite music. Go have sex. If you're a boxing fan, I definitely think you should get that, get involved with that. You know, eat good, but eat healthy. Relax, take deep breaths, and just understand that bitches ain't shit, and hoes will get you killed. And you're in a situation where you know, just at the level of disrespect that you've endured, that she ain't playing fair, and it ain't even about you. This is more of her and her own spiritual warfare that was going on way before you even knew her. You feel me? So, with that in mind, I send you love energy today. Peace and wisdom so that you can outthink the one who's not even thinking. You know what I'm saying? They're not even thinking. But now you are. So just act like you've done it before.